Welcome to the warning. Thrilled to be here today with the Honorable Aftyn Behn. She is the representative of the 51st District of the Tennessee House. She is running for the 7th Congressional District in Tennessee, and we're going to talk about that today. We're going to have a conversation. We're also going to talk about beyond the comments of yay, Aftyn, what you can be doing to make an impact in the outcome of a political campaign that will come to its conclusion 2 weeks from Tuesday. And the election date is December the 2nd. And this is what is called a special election. And a special election is called by a state's governor when there is a vacancy in a House seat by either usually death and or conviction, imprisonment, resignation. What happened here, Aftyn, to vacate this seat?
Yeah, so Representative Mark Green, who was the former representative, took a cushy corporate job in Guyana in South America. Don't ask questions. It sounds just as sketchy as it is.
That's
And
great.
he decided to depart office after cashing in and voting for the big ugly bill, and thus catalyzing the special election. This is important because it is the last flippable seat in the entire country. Historically, it's an R+20 district, and just some background and context for your listeners.
Yeah, I want to go. Let me just
Oh,
let me
okay.
just say, because I want to go through this very carefully because I want people to understand some things why they need to be involved in where everything is. First thing I want everyone to understand is when I talk about this, there have been 3 times since 1900 when the incumbent president's party has picked up seats in a midterm election. I was one of the small number of strategists at the Republican committee in 2002 when that happened. So I have sat on the other side of the line at a different time in my career running congressional races. There's a Democratic group. They're called the Democratic Congressional Campaign Committee, and their job is to win the races or enough of them that it creates a Democratic majority. Now, when you look at a campaign, you look at, well, what are the chances here? Is this going to be a close race? This going to be a stretch? Or is this just out there? Now, when somebody wins a seat by 20 points, like the corrupt Republican congressman did in 24 and in 22, what it suggests is this is an overwhelmingly partisan district leaning on one side. But in a special election, anything can happen. And so, 2 weeks out, you are in a very, very, very competitive race that is very close to being even with all of the momentum on your side. And we'll talk about that in a second. But before we get into who you are and a ball about, I want to know, like, kind of at an operational level,
Yeah.
is the DCCC, the Democratic Committee, are they involved in your race? Are they spending money on television commercials? Are they doing the things that they should be doing to help you win?
Well, we could always use more help. They're involved. They're on our calls. I think We need more institutional support because the implications of this race are far-reaching. So right now, as I stated, it's an R+20 district. Nashville had been a consolidated Democratic district, and after our redistricting in 2020, they chopped it up into 3, and they overreached. And so they included the highest voting turnout precincts in Davidson County, coupled with our purple county at the top of the congressional district border, which includes Fort Campbell and Clarksville. And even Representative Mark Green, the former representative for this district, said, do not do this because it could come back to haunt you. And so right now, we have shrank the margin. Our polling showed us around 6 points behind. That has shrunk to about 4. And so we feel like we're 4 points behind. That's what it feels like on the ground. And so we are super close. We just need support across the country and from institutional players to get us across the finish line. The Republicans have dropped more than $1 million in this race, and they absolutely did not want to.
Okay. I want everyone to understand that, right? Who is listening and who will hear this later. So we have this 7th congressional district, the special elections in 2 weeks, and Trump, MAGA, the Republicans have had to start spending money because Aftyn Behn is closing in to win in a district that the Republicans won by 20 points before the disaster of the Trump regime became so evident. So, the first thing right now, before we go any further, how can the people who are with us donate to your campaign? Where can they find you? How do they do that? How can they Is there anything that anybody can do if they live in Indiana or in Texas or some other state to make phone calls, to get online, to do lists? Is there any way to participate?
Yeah. So, like the elections in Virginia and New Jersey, it's going to take the entire country for us to flip this seat. Tennessee has been historically disinvested from because we're not a battleground state. And so, to give you an example, whereas in battleground states, voters often receive postcards. This is the first time that postcards are being received by Tennessee voters from those across the country that are heavily invested. So as you are able, $5 or $10 really can make a difference. It can keep us up on air. I've got an incredible commercial that features a mechanical bull in downtown Nashville, which is my house
It's a
district.
great ad.
Yeah, I love it. And we've got phone banking. So as you know, Thanksgiving's coming up. People are struggling, but the entire focus of the country should be on this race because if we flip it, it will send shockwaves across the country, and it will show that that people are not okay with the chaos of Washington and the cost of living.
I'm Steve Schmidt. This is The Warning. I invite you to join this community where I promise to be honest, blunt, and direct about what is happening in this country. America is in crisis. Follow and subscribe to this channel and on Substack. Thank you.